Hello guys, how are you? Happy Sunday. We are again setting up everything. Liliia is here with me. She's working on Instagram. We hope we'll have a good lecture together with you. I see first people, they're starting to connect. Again, we're going to start in 5 minutes, but we want to make sure that connection is good. And please comment if you can hear us well. And comment where you are connecting from, which city, which state, which country. We had a lot of people from different countries the last 2 times. A lot of people from England somehow, we were really surprised. London and other cities. Please comment plus if you can hear me well, or maybe if I have to speak louder, you can also go ahead and let me know. Can you hear me, guys? Comment plus if everything is good.
All right, hi everybody.
As you can see, this time we are in a dance studio. All right, yeah, looks like people can hear us. So this time we are at the dance studio. California is reopening. This is private studio. We don't need to wear any mask or anything like that. We are just by ourselves. And it's great that we have studios like that we can use pretty much anytime. All right. Can you hear me, guys?
Hi, Trisha. I'm happy it worked out.
Sounds good. All right.
Hi, Emily. Okay, I need
Awesome.
some help with Instagram,
Yeah.
Iaroslav. I don't know if I switched it on.
Yeah, I think you just do this. No? Okay, guys, we're setting up Instagram. Let me see what's going on.
Not sure if it's live yet.
Yeah. Now, guys, as we're going through today's lecture, we of course have a plan for it. But what we really liked about our previous 2 Facebook lives that you were really participating well and asking us a lot of questions. So please ask us questions, as many as you want. Let's try to stay on the subject that we have today, which is posture. And together,
we love questions.
Yeah, together I'm sure we're gonna make it exciting for all of us. Also, we would like to make a little apology. Last time we were doing our live from Kiev, Ukraine, and our internet connection on Facebook was not great. And I think the reason for that was it was morning here in United States, but it was Sunday night in Kiev. And of course, everybody, you know, the network, internet, Wi-Fi, it was overloaded. It's still a quarantine and people are online, especially on Sunday night. So I think that was one of the reasons why why Facebook was not working great. But actually Instagram saved us, and we saw a lot of people migrated from Facebook to Instagram, so we were able to finish our lecture. Does it work, Liliia?
No, it didn't.
All right. Let me check.
Okay.
Okay. Now we have.
Okay, it worked.
We have some connection.
All right, Instagram is live as well. So, yeah, guys, wherever is more convenient for you to watch, we're trying to do it simultaneously on Facebook.
All right,
and
guys.
Instagram.
Now, please comment where you are watching from, city and country, or city and state. We are very curious.
I think a few of our previous lives, we didn't expect that, but we had quite a few people from Europe as well, from England, from Ukraine, obviously our home, and United States. So that was very exciting for us. We're really grateful for you watching us. And again, as Iaroslav said, today we're going to continue talking about posture, continue talking about setup in standard, continue to discover what we can do better as we're now approaching, especially here in the United States, as we're approaching the competition season.
Oh wow, we have quite a geography in here. Different states, different countries.
Nice to see everyone,
yeah,
guys.
Nice to
Thank
see
you for
everybody.
joining from the hotel. All right, are you competing, Emily? When is your competition
Hotel
day?
in Michigan. Wow.
That's great to hear. We're really excited about competition slowly resuming here.
Yeah.
As the quarantines becoming a little bit easier here.
Sure,
of course, all the competition organizers, they're trying to keep it very safe for everybody and as many measures as possible. But we ourselves are very excited as well to compete next weekend.
Next weekend in San Francisco Open. We've been doing that competition for a few years in a row. We really like it, and this year we are planning to come back again. And obviously, we were not competing for a long time. Last year, 2020, our last competition was in. We've done one competition actually in December in Florida, but before that, our previous competition before December was February. So basically, we had 10 months break, and we have to tell you it was really brutal. So right now, if you have a chance to go and compete before, the big events are about to start, we really recommend you to do that, and that's something we are going to do as well. Because we had, after 10 months, it was
tough. It was tough.
Quite tough.
Thank you, Max. Looking great, guys, he says.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Nice to see you. We hope to see you at the studio soon.
In a few hours.
Yeah. All right.
We hope you can also see our different body parts.
We were trying to color discoordinate, so we're not wearing all black. It's again our first time from the studio, so as we're going to show you guys what we're talking about, we want to demonstrate you at the same time, so you can hopefully see our bodies better since we're not wearing the same color.
All right, guys. So obviously today's lecture is about posture. And our previous two Facebook Lives, it was more about, we were talking a lot, and we were not really able to show you things because we were sitting very close to each other.
Just the theory of it.
Yeah. So today we had an ambitious plan actually to dance and show you a few things, but I don't think it's possible because then we need someone to hold the camera and everything. So we will do as much as we can within this subject. We will be standing and showing you things, but we cannot move much. I mean, as much as we can.
We'll try to fit in the camera. Right?
Yeah, we will try. I don't know, maybe the camera is too small or I feel I am too big, but it looks like...
We'll make it work.
Yeah. We will do our best. Okay, so coming back to posture. We already done our previous live on that subject. I hope some of you who are watching us right now, they were able to join our previous Facebook Live, and I already see a few people who were participating last month. So we were talking a lot on importance of the posture, all the different cliches that we have from our teachers. And again, I will repeat one more time that we are teachers, but also we are students at this moment in time, and we find this position very beneficial for ourselves because we can really see both sides and experience both sides. And hopefully, after some time, when we will be retiring from competing, we will be only teaching. I think now it's good for us to use this time and to
share our experience, right?
To share our experience, but also to learn and to develop our own vision how we want to teach people. So posture is very important. It gives you a good look. It also influences a lot your mechanics, because posture, the way you build up your posture, you can have very good balance and stability or very bad balance and stability. So those things are, I think, the most important. And again, like Liliia mentioned last month, that if we're talking about international standard, this is the only probably style that has a requirement to dance in certain hold.
All the time.
All the time, yeah. In Latin, the hold is not fixed, and there is no such a requirement that I'm only in closed position or in open or like shadow position, right? And the same for the smooth. You can go...
It's constantly changing, right?
Yeah, back and forth from one to another. But in here, this is a requirement, an absolute must, that we have to be in a certain position. So we will base this lecture on Prism Method, and the same way we built up our posture course. I think I left a link on Facebook below the video, so if you guys are interested, you can always check it out.
And on Instagram, we have a link in my profile. So,
yeah.
the
So
website.
our course is based on 5 lectures, and we will just name it to you briefly, so you kind of understand where we are coming
So
from.
we're only talking about posture layer in this case, right?
Yeah.
So only posture is based on 5 lectures.
Liliia, 5 lectures.
Yes. So the first one is vertical alignment. So we've been talking in our course, we're talking about vertical alignment, how to build up your own verticality and your own personal balance. The second lecture was on poise, and especially for us girls, the poise, how we angle ourselves to the floor, and therefore how we create the curve in our body that is absolutely necessary for standard again. Then we had 2 lectures on frames. The first one was based on men's frame, and this is where Iaroslav is talking a lot about all the angles in the arms. Men's frame is quite complicated, how we connect to each other, how we invite the partner to come into the frame, and all the necessary things about hands and arms. And as well, I did my lecture on ladies' frame. And our 5th lecture was on connection points. So how we put it all together in the hold, in the full standard setup. And this is how our lectures in the course are planned.
Yeah.
And today we're going to go a little bit through those main 5 subjects, or I would say 4 subjects, right? We're going to connect the ladies and men's frame together in this case.
Sure.
And we're going to discuss few main points that we also share a little bit more detailed in our course. We're going to discuss few main points today, and we're going to go through the popular mistakes as well. So we find this is a very popular as well subject for us, as we receive a lot of feedback whenever we talk about cliches or mistakes that people might experience during their training or during their practice. So this is what we would like to discuss today as well, based on those subjects.
You know, Liliia, it's interesting that I was teaching this period of time since we released our course, and I was, again, focusing and showing people different things on posture, and I was surprised how many people are not really using the word poise.
Right.
So
agree.
I think poise is something we will be
Focusing on a lot.
Focusing on today for sure, and we will be. I hope after today's lecture, whoever is watching today, you guys will be better with poise, and you will understand what it is really and why do we need it? Why we even have it. So today our main focus would be on, and again, if you have questions, please comment. You know, we love questions, and we're always trying to participate with you guys and answer all of them. So today we will start from a problem with our vertical alignment. And this is one of the, again, it's not I don't want to say it's a cliche that is coming from the teacher. I mean, sometimes we have some, controversial information. I think this is just a problem that majority of people have. And even you understand the alignment has to be vertical to begin with. Sometimes it's hard to actually achieve it, and especially as we start moving it. So we're going to start with this one first. So when we're talking about vertical alignment, we want to make sure that we align our 3 main body parts in relation to one another, on top one another. And so all the body parts we will be talking about today, we will be aligning them in relation to our feet. This is very important to remember, guys. So I'm not trying to align myself in relation to Liliia or to the wall or to the other competitor or judge. When we talk about vertical alignment, and this is our first part in our course, our focus is my focus is my own self and my feet. I cannot influence anything else, only thinking about ourselves.
Yeah, and I would say completely individually first, so for that we don't need a partner yet. We will just, focus on ourselves and our own body parts and our own feet. Yeah.
So everything in relation to our feet. Now, we can start, so the 3 main body parts here will be our head, our ribcage, and our pelvis. Yeah. Those are 3 body parts. One more time. Head, ribcage, pelvis. So we can start from the head, we can start from the pelvis, doesn't really matter. I think
let's start with the head.
Yeah.
So again, when we are talking about vertical alignment in our course, we explain it a little bit more detailed, and today we will just try to cover the most popular misalignments that we have in our setup, in our posture, when we're trying to set up our position in the beginning.
So
starting with the head?
Starting with the head, yeah. I think when we start with the head, it's better to turn sideways, and I hope you guys still can hear us. Okay, now obviously I have a very big head, so if I do a mistake, you can see it right away. So our head, what we are trying to align here is we're trying to align our skull, and of course we're thinking about our feet. So basically, first thing is where we feel that we're standing on our 2 feet. Let's go. No, I think here. Yeah, we're standing on our 2 feet. Now, the popular mistake that people are doing, people are letting go their head, and they try to stretch it
the front.
up. Yeah, and we understand, especially for beginners, sometimes people are not very aware of their posture. Yeah, so this is this might be popular mistake. Now, the easiest way how you can fix your head here and align it properly is when you place hand at the back of your head and you create a little bit of the opposition towards the head. So basically, my head is moving towards the back surface of my body, all right? If you imagine you are standing against the wall and the wall is behind you, you want to try to touch with the back of your head the wall, and you have your chin in this case. Yeah. So try to feel, I don't know, you know how sometimes people show like a double chin? This is some...
It is a weird feeling, guys, but trust us, this is what is going to place your head in the right spot.
So that's...
Yeah, that's the tool. I think we've been talking about the head alignment a little bit in one of our YouTube videos for Dance Vision before, right?
Sure.
So this is something that we've been already talking about, but I find that so many people just lose the awareness of their head, and in my experience, I have to repeat it 100 times to all my students.
For sure.
And although they hear it, they sometimes are not like always doing that. So I think this awareness is super important in order for the head to be aligned. And this is a heavy part, so we want it
correct.
in place.
So head alignment, we are focused on the back surface of the head, and we're trying to tuck our chin in. Now, from this point, head can only, for the ballroom dancing, can only rotate to the left and to the right, and the normal amount on the C1 vertebra, 35 degrees. So you can turn 35 degrees from here to the left or 35 degrees to the right. We're not trying to break it this way, and we're not trying, of course, to break it this way. Now, everything we will be telling you right now about vertical alignment will be also connected to the back surface of our body. And the reason for that is very simple. If you imagine the human skeleton, the ribcage and everything, be aware that our spine is at the back of our skeleton. So that's why we align everything, and the spine plays essential role here. And since the spine is at the back, that's the area that we are trying to be focused on. For sure, not the front.
Yeah, it is very easy to focus on the front. And again, the moment we start to develop all kinds of postural mistakes.
I think it's tempting to focus on the front because your partner is in front. So of course I want to connect with Liliia, and then right away,
But we are going to talk about it a little bit later when we get to connection points.
So that was the head. Now we're going to the ribcage. Now ribcage, again, there are many misunderstandings about that part. Now we keep in mind that our head is already in the correct position. Now for the ribcage, Liliia, if you want.
Right. For the ribcage, we have few misalignments possible, and one of them is connected to our setup. So when we're already trying to connect to the partner, but sometimes it does occur whenever we even stand on our own, just on our own feet. So one of the popular kind of postural mistakes would be when we start to reach for our partner forward, or when we start to stretch the front. This is what Iaroslav was talking about, and we start opening our ribcage or picking up our ribcage, rolling it backwards, and we achieve this kind of curve in our spine, and the ribcage shifts forwards in relation to the pelvis or in relation to the foot. So as you can see, I developed a lot of kind of a big arch in my body right now, but it is not balanced in relation to another body parts. So this is something that I actually see mostly not in girls, but in boys, surprisingly, when they really stick their rib cages forwards. So this is something that we don't want, because it is one body block or body part out of alignment in relation to another body parts.
Yes. Now, you often can hear as a teaching method to close the ribs or to do anything else with the ribs. And of course, this is very much based on the moment in time when a teacher tries to fix you. But nevertheless, you need to understand that once your ribs are firm, and they were made this way on purpose to protect your internal organs. So therefore, no matter how much you want to close or open the ribs, I don't think there will be really any change.
They don't really, yeah.
Unless you are from the X-Men squad Avengers and you have some superpower, I don't think it's going to happen.
My favorite one as well is like when we're trying to move one side of the rib cage without moving another one.
Yeah, that's not very possible. So we have a question from Jody McKay, and do my ribs need to push out towards the left side when I'm in the frame? I'm always confused about this part. So obviously, thank you for the question, Jody.
It's really on time, I would say.
Yeah, very much on time. So we are not, again, at this moment in time, we're not pushing out to the left or to the right, not just in this moment in time, but ever, really. And again, just try to feel where your ribcage and where your head is in relation to the foot of the standing leg, focused on the back surface, and we are trying to keep it as vertical as possible. We're gonna go to poise, curve a little bit later.
And connection with the partner, because I think it is connected to the...
Yeah, and connection to the partner.
Yeah.
But normally, if you're doing it right, you won't need to create any extra tension as far as ribs and give one part or another part to the partner.
Correct. So another mistake that might occur with the ribcage, just quickly, right? So we spoke about how we could shift the ribcage forward off our pelvis and off our feet. And another mistake that can occur as well is when the ribcage is shifted backwards. This is probably a little bit more rare, and this is what is going to occur when we start to connect to the partner. But again, in posture, we want to check that we are not shifting this part of our pelvis, or that is not shifted underneath our head, that it remains right underneath our head, vertically aligned.
Sure.
Right? So we're trying to get rid of any kind of shift in our ribcage.
Yeah. Now we're going to the third main body part, and the last one here in this vertical alignment subject. It will be our pelvis. Pelvis is quite important. Again, we are keeping in mind that we already put our head in the correct position, ribcage. Now we're talking about the pelvis. So the pelvis itself, I think it consists of a few bones here. We don't want to go too deep into the anatomy of it. So what we're trying to achieve here is we have to find something that we as dancers, we call neutral pelvis. It may vary because of the build of people. It might be very individual actually, but the normal neutral pelvis we can find quite easily. First, what we need to find is we need to find the bone here. It's called the area. It's called sacrum. So sacrum will be approximately
right above the tailbone.
Yeah, right above the tailbone, and you will feel it as a plate. It's a kind of a very flat bone, and what we're trying to do with it, we're trying always to position it vertically, 90 degrees angle towards the floor, or I always say vertical to the wall. So from this moment, when you find your sacrum and you position it vertically, we can say that you found your neutral pelvis. Now, of course, I place my right hand on my sacrum, and I would like you guys to do it right now if you have a chance. So from the front, you can place your left hand right in front of your right hand. So right hand on the sacrum, left hand in front of your right hand. So this area has to be very vertical and even. Now, once you position it this way, let's say right now my standing leg will be my right leg. Now, of course, I have to make sure that I don't tilt sideways with my pelvis. My pelvis is the area that I'm trying to keep as neutral as possible at all times. Of course, my pelvis is going to change its position in relation to the floor as I am dancing, but again, we have to keep in mind that we're not trying to activate that area. So that area will be following some other body actions.
Right, I think it is a very important area for the posture itself, because once we're starting to influence our pelvis, you can see that the whole body is going to counterbalance that action. So yeah, in mechanics there is a lot of things that we're going to talk later on, but it is on the mechanical level, so we won't mention a lot about the movement yet. But yes, in posture, just trying to find the neutral pelvis, and you can Google it even. Yeah, this is a great thing to do as well, or you can follow our directions as well. And my kind of method, my tip for that is when we find that grid that Iaroslav is talking about, I always try to wiggle my tailbone a little bit and just to feel, all right, this is too far forwards, so this is tilted forwards, this is too far backwards, I feel that the front is too stretched, right? So I want to wiggle my pelvis, and I want to find that position where my hips are sort of loose, my hip joints are loose, they're not tensed, and that's when the pelvis is in perfect alignment, if you'd like to.
Yeah, I agree. So we have 3 body parts aligned to our feet. So let's do it one more time, but now let's start from the bottom up. So first we're gonna find our neutral pelvis. On top of the neutral pelvis, our neutral rib cage, and then on top of the rib cage, our head. So those 3 body parts aligned towards the feet, but I also can tell you that right now they also have certain relation between 3 of them as well. Yeah. So my rib cage in relation to my pelvis, vertical. My head in relation to my rib cage, vertical. My head in relation to my pelvis, vertical. This is the first position that I am trying to get. My focus is at the back of my body. Yeah. So this will be on vertical alignment. Guys, if you have any comments or questions, please comment now. If you don't have questions, just please let us know if you got it.
Clear, yeah,
you got it, you didn't get it, I don't know.
And you know, guys, while you're commenting, I want to mention one thing. Vertical alignment, building up the posture, right? Building up good posture for dancing. You can start doing it just for your own, sake, for the goodness of your well-being, because the spine, the healthy spine, it is very important. We have to make sure that there are no awkwardness alignments in our bodies, even if we're not dancing or whenever we're not dancing. Just as we are walking, just as we are sitting, actually, this is an interesting subject. Many people driving the car, we just get into this comfortable position completely off the good alignment, so this is not good for our spines. We want to really be aware of our bodies, of our alignments all the time, or as often as possible, in order to really give our spine some love and remain healthy.
Emmy is asking on Facebook, how do ladies shape? I tend to back weighted. All right.
We're getting there.
This is very good. Thank you for your comment, and we are really going right there.
We're going there, and again, we're going to discuss few popular mistakes. Everything a little bit more detailed we have in our posture course, and you have the link attached. So if you still have any questions after this live, you can go to our website, check out our course. We have a lot more information, a lot more details on that in our course as well.
And Joey is asking on Instagram, can you adjust the orientation of the sacrum by bending the knees? I think if we're talking, Joey, about the sacrum in relation to the floor, I think you can adjust.
Subject.
Another question is, do you need to do that? This is where you have to be careful with that.
Yes, Joey. So we're moving to that poise subject right now as we're adjusting that angle. So the sacrum angle might adjust as well in the poise. So.
Someone is just commenting, hello from South Africa.
Wow.
Hello. We would
Hello.
love to visit one day.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, for us, very exotic country coming from Ukraine.
Right. Hi, everyone.
All right.
So,
We are going to the Poise. Just one thing I would like to mention is this transition moment to the Poise, and I think Liliia will, will take care of the Poise here. As you have your vertical alignment, not to lose it, we have to engage our abdominal muscles that are positioned right here inside our body, and on the outside surface they're going inside as well. So abdominal muscles will be the link that we need in order to keep our good vertical alignment and actually do the Poise and do the big shapes and everything. If we are losing the abdominal muscles and we cannot preserve our vertical alignment, then the next step will be a little bit
we're going to
useless.
keep losing our posture in the movement and the mechanics. Right?
Okay, so now Poise.
Again, Poise. Yes, thank
I
you.
have microphone.
Microphones are here too, yeah. Poise, curve, shape, all these words.
They mean the same thing.
Yes, it is more obvious again from the ladies' perspective because we have a greater poise. Gentlemen have poise as well because this is one of necessary elements for us to also connect to each other in our hold. So poise is something that everyone is. I feel all the ballroom dancers are sort of obsessed about. To get it right is not easy. To get it balanced. Big but balanced at the same time is not easy, but we are going to try to explain a few popular mistakes on that and try to cover this subject as much as possible. So Poise, again, we can do that whilst we're connecting, or we can do that on our own individually, and this is what I would suggest first, just to get the balance right.
Do you want to give maybe the definition of the Poise?
Right, so Poise is an angle of the body in relation to the floor. So I can be poised this way, or I can be poised that way in relation to the floor. You can see as my spine is changing the angle, this is what the Poise is going to be.
Or you can also, we mean Poise and curve, it will be basically the same thing for ballroom dancing, am I right? And the vertical alignment that we have just created, this is the one we're going to be angling towards the floor. And this is what Poise means to us as ballroom dancers.
Right. So whenever we create shape or we connect to the partner, we need to understand that we do it through Poise. We don't do it through changing the vertical alignment.
We don't do it through
changing the vertical alignment. And I think this is like the biggest probably the most important out of today's live lecture. Do not change your vertical alignment. Do not sacrifice your vertical alignment for the sake of connection, for the sake of bigger shape or bigger curve, because this is what is not going to last. This is what is going to wiggle in dance, in the movement all the time. So vertical alignment first. This is why it is the first subject in our posture course. So vertical alignment no matter what, so that first thing that we've set up, we preserve this position no matter what, then we bend it to create the curve. When we create curve, few popular mistakes that I usually see when I watch people dancing, when I watch my students dancing, this is when the poise starts in the wrong body part. So we're trying to create some angle in relation to the floor in our neck. I think something cracked.
I didn't hear it, but I believe you.
So when we're trying to, as Iaroslav said, tilt the head is a no-no in the vertical alignment. So when we're trying to tilt the head to sort of reach back, when we're starting to stick our ribs forward in order to create some extra curve in our spine again, this is going to be a little bit bad curve, right? Or we're trying to do that again through different kind of change of vertical alignment.
Mm-hmm. So Liliia, for you, where do you feel like your curve starts or poise starts, and where do you feel the finish in your body?
Right, so I feel when I'm creating my shape, when I'm creating my curve, it starts from my ankles. So as I'm flexing my ankles, as you can see, my whole poise is shifting, like my body is shifting and angling to the floor this way. I think we've done it in one of our
And where does it finish?
And it finishes in the top of my head. So I want, at the same time as I'm poising forwards towards the toes, I want to counterbalance that action in my head simultaneously, and that will create the big sort of half moon shape or a big curve through my whole body. And again, I have to do those two actions simultaneously. So poising and curving simultaneously in order to create as balanced position as possible. So as you can see, there is, as I'm doing that, I'm not letting my vertical alignment go in my neck or my ribs or my pelvis. So I'm trying to preserve my vertical alignment as much as possible, and I'm trying to bend the whole body starting from the very ankle. I hope it is visible here. Again, unfortunately, we don't have our cameraman with us. So again, I'm probably going to show you this way. I'm starting my curve from the very ankle and I'm counterbalancing it with my head, and I do those actions simultaneously without shifting my body parts off each other. Okay?
Liliia does it very well, and I think this is a good example. Yeah. If you can do it one more time slowly, I just want to point out, guys, that when she does slowly, her ankle and her head counterbalancing the ankle, she really starts and finishes at the same moment in time. I hope you can see that. So the bad version would be if she does ankle only and then the upper part, or she does upper part and then the ankle. Yeah.
Or just the upper part.
Or just the upper part.
The most popular, guys. If you're just trying to connect the ribs to your partner, breaking your back here in the middle without any poise forward, this is something
so really
unsustainable.
timing here is everything, and even you get there by the wrong sequence, that's still a wrong action because the timing is not there, and so you cannot engage your abdominal muscles, your core properly, and so it's gonna have an impact, the negative impact on your movement. So this is the curve. Another trouble that people have with the curve, they're trying to curve to the left. And I think this is one of the things that holding back a lot of dancers from their best performance, because for some reason the curve occurs here to the left instead of curving forward. So please, if you are curving to the left, make sure you are not doing that. Yeah, and I'm very, I'm very confident, and I'm very free to share this information with you, because I know how much, I know how difficult it is to dance in that position, and sometimes
we've had so many competitions when I was trying to curve to the left. I remember that now. Yeah, guys, don't repeat it.
And I don't even know who had more problem, you or me.
Yeah. All right. I think we have a question here on Instagram. Does her sacrum still stay 90 degrees to the floor, or does it angle in response to bending of the ankles?
Correct. So it does angle in response to bending of the ankles, and this is the main point, because if ankles don't do anything and I'm just doing the sacrum here, that would be the bad vertical alignment and the bad posture.
This is why in Prism Method we try to really separate those two subjects. So one is vertical alignment and another one is poise and curve. So you can clearly see that you need to build up first before you start bending. Otherwise, it becomes a big mess. It's a great question, actually. Thank
if you guys want to learn more with us, go on our website, iaroslavlilia.com, and then you can see our course, you can see our group classes.
There's a lot of free content there as well. We've done a few YouTube videos, quite a few YouTube videos.
You can just subscribe to our email newsletter, and we are always in touch with with our people. We're sending emails with different information. Don't worry, you won't receive them every day, but I think once a week we have the campaign, and we're trying to stay in touch. So you'll get some dancing information for sure if you do it, and the email subscription is absolutely free. So now, I would like to ask Liliia to show her curve, and to show you guys that she is not curving to the left.
Yes, and I want to show the
maybe you want to do this. Yeah, let's do backwards. So as you can see, guys, when Liliia curves here, she is not shifted to the left, or of course not to the right. So that would be really the wrong curve. And the reason for that is that we are using our ankles, and ankles you can only bend forward and backwards. You cannot really use your ankles anywhere sideways.
They do a little bit, but it's not
functional.
This angle does. We do have a little angle.
If we take position with Liliia here, and she will be back in the camera, again, you'll see that she will be standing the same way. Yeah. So we still have our offset position, but we created not because she is curving to the left, but because of our feet position. We're going to talk about this a little bit later today.
Guys, please let us know if the image is clear, if you are able to see us. We want to know if this angle is good,
Please
if everything is obvious.
Send us a plus if you're not going to curve to the left.
Yeah, I remember.
Provocative.
I remember Iaroslav and I. We've had this conversation, and we've had this cliche. I've had this cliche in my mind, so strong.
Oh, the camera makes it look opposite. So sorry. Yeah.
Oh, is it mirroring effect?
Maybe there is a mirror effect, but we are not curving to
Backward.
the left. Image backward. I see. So sorry guys. Yeah, we don't mean to do.
Left looks right. Reversed. Sorry guys, but you got the idea, hopefully.
Yeah, okay.
I remember, yeah, Joey says it's clear. All right.
Sorry for confusion with the camera.
I remember I've had this cliche so strong in my mind as a lady dancer that I must curve to the left, that we have this effect of this offset curve and the shape that is projected to the left. And I've had this so strong in my mind that we've had actually during one practice, this is why I love quarantine
With
time. Me? Yes, during quarantine we've had this practice and we were really making a lot of videos of ourselves and we're thinking, oh my gosh, there is really no need to do that because it literally shifts us off our feet.
Well, because I told you.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I've had it so strong in my mind, it was hard for me to believe that the curve to the left is actually an illusion because we are offset a little bit and because our heads are rotated to the left.
Yeah, this is what I was gonna say.
This is the most exciting of it. It is such a big illusion.
I know probably for you guys this is to the right, yeah, so I'll do it opposite way. So now, I might look like I'm curving to the left right now, but only because I turned my head there, you see? I am not actually
reaching left, swaying left, or shifting left. Yeah. Nothing like that.
Yeah. All right. Any questions? Please let us know. If this is clear, then
hi, Mark.
We are just going to clarify this offset position with you guys. So we are offset to the left, and that is true. We're not trying to curve to the left though. Now, how much can we be offset to the left? It's a very simple concept, and you literally need to remember just one or two sentences here. So when we're standing in front of each other, we're gonna do it. Okay, let's stand just like that. So when we're standing in front of each other, we want to make sure when we turn around that if I'm standing on my right leg, standing leg, my right standing leg as a partner has to be right in the middle of Liliia. So in between her 2 feet when we're standing with the feet together. And for Liliia, her right foot is in the middle of my 2 feet. And maybe we can take the camera and actually show it. Why not?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do both.
So guys, that's the beautiful part of life.
Hello.
Now, as Christina connected, our friend, we are doing some crazy stuff in here.
Christina, do we switch the camera?
No, I don't think we can. I cannot switch.
All right, I can switch here.
Oh, I can switch too.
All right,
oh, wow.
feet. Beautiful.
Guys, first time ever. Okay, so this is wrong position of the feet. We are in front. Even we will, open the foot, and then this will be a disaster. Yeah. Now, the wrong position of the feet, if we are, Christina is laughing, if we are offset like that, yeah.
Also.
Yeah, so again, that will be a problem because...
Sometimes even more offset.
Yeah, that's
not good.
Not good. So the correct position of your feet, try to stand first in front of each other. Now, we position our right feet, this is my right feet, this is Lilia's right foot, sorry, yeah. You see, my right foot is in the middle of Lilia's.
And same for me, I'm in between
and same
his feet. So
for her, yeah. So from this position, we can open if we want to, and this will be the correct,
I love this angle.
Connection.
All right, hopefully it's clear, guys. Send
right.
us a thumb up if it is clear. It was a really strange angle, first time done ever.
Yeah.
But I hope it was clear.
That was really unexpected even for us. But there is really no other. Sorry. There is really
no other way to show it.
No other way to, yeah, the lights were out. There was really no other way to show it. Okay,
so this is literally how much of set we go. And again, I think it can vary from couple to couple, whatever you feel works for you. But this is our must when we set up, when we align ourselves. This is really what is important to us when we take hold. Because again, as we showed you in that funny angle, the more offset we go, the more we miss each other with our basically with our bodies. So
if we go more offset, by the time we connect, we actually will be curving the other way around, as you can see.
We will be really sacrificing the vertical alignment. So there will be a lot of shift in our setup that we really don't want, that would look in a way crooked. I won't be afraid of that word. We don't want to look crooked the first moment that we take hold before we even start moving. So yeah, the setup, the relation between the feet is really important. And the next moment about the feet that we want
Comment the thumbs up if you liked our feet explanation and angle.
If you like the angle. And again, this might be a little bit shocking to you, might be not enough offset to you, but we really encourage you to try that next time you dance, and you will find so much more connection to your partner the moment you don't shift away from them. This was basically my experience when we set up in this way.
All right, we have a lot of thumbs up
actually. Thank you, Violet. Yeah, thank you guys. The next thing about the feet that we find very important, and I think we're gradually moving to those connection points.
Distance between the feet.
Yes, we want to talk about distance between the feet, and again, we're gradually moving to setup, and this is what in our posture course is the last lecture, that connection point lecture, as we're already taking the hold, as we're already setting up with our partner. This is already related to that. So we've built up our own vertical alignment, we know what the poise is, how to create the curve without breaking that vertical alignment, and now we're connecting to our partner. Again, today we won't focus on the frame a lot, we're just going to talk about how do we connect.
We focus but as much as we can, yeah.
Yes. Right? Distance between the feet. So the next thing about the feet was about the distance. So we spoke about how much offset we go.
Not much.
Not much. And then we're going to talk about the distance in depth. So when we're taking the hold, and I've had this post in our, I think in our Facebook about a few tips on posture, and this is what I've written there, is about 10 centimeters distance, right? Between, I don't remember how many inches actually, 10 centimeters.
10 centimeters.
Yeah, the depth between the feet that we want to
keep. Like 3 inches.
Yeah, maybe a little more.
3-4 inches.
How many inches is 10 centimeters, guys? If you can leave us a comment. All right, so that 10 centimeters depth between the feet is super important. And when I've written that in our Facebook post, that one actually went viral. Many people shared it, and this was really interesting because some comments were really, really interesting and people found it very helpful. To us, this is a game changer, the distance between the feet. This is what we constantly check if we have it.
During the setup and also during the dance.
Thank you, Natasha. So roughly 4 inches width or depth between the feet. And again, if we speak about that distance, the 10 centimeters or 4 inches, yeah, this is the distance in this space, the depth between our feet. So we don't want to, if we come a little bit further, we don't want to get underneath each other too close in our feet, because the moment we will create the poise later on, we will peel off each other.
Correct.
So this is one of the reasons that we need to have the depth, we need to have that distance between the feet and depth, that we can
when we do the poise, we can have the connection, and there is enough space for that connection. So that distance is the space for us to create the poise. Now you guys are so smart, you know the vertical alignment, you know the poise. Now you need an opportunity to create the poise.
Yeah,
and that opportunity is distance between the feet. So we don't know if you heard about it or not, but right now, this is what we're focusing on in this lecture. Now, the distance between the feet should remain there at all times, even as we're moving. This might be a challenge sometimes, but think about it. You have an outside partner steps, you have any step in your routine. If you stop and check, you must have distance between your feet with your partner, at least as far as standing feet.
Yes, standing feet always. We're talking about standing foot.
Yeah. We have few comments here. Is the distance more in quick step due to the more forward poise for this dance? We believe that the distance should remain the same for every dance.
At least this is what we do.
Yeah, this is what we do. We have to see, normally I honestly never heard the distance is bigger in one dance versus another. I think there are some
adjustments in relation to
adjustments as far as our physical capabilities. Some partners might be taller or shorter. Yeah, so the size might be a factor. But as far as the different dances,
for sure, we don't try to change it. We try to remain in the same equally sort of big curve and same equally big distance between the feet in all dances, even in tango. And Emily written a nice comment.
I love it when the distance between the feet is the same as the distance between the heads. This makes the poise or curve so nice. Yeah, that's true.
It is kind of a balanced feeling when, as I mentioned, when you use your ankles and you counter it with your head simultaneously.
We're gonna go quickly right now, guys, through connection points. But what I would like to mention is that as we do the poise and we do the distance between the feet, when we connect, we have to finish our poise adjustment, our poise creation by the time we touch each other. So we have distance between the feet, we both do the poise, and that's it. We are ready with our poise as we touch each other. There will be a mistake if we come here, somehow weirdly we connect, and then we're trying to do the poise. So that would be really a mistake. We see a lot of people are doing it for unknown reason, even some professionals. Professionals, keep on doing it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a bad joke, I'm sorry. So please guys, don't do it. We have to really finish the poise at the time where we touch. And like Emily mentioned, I couldn't agree more. Once it's there, it has to remain more or less the same poise, the same curve during the whole dance. Sorry, I have strange sense of humor.
All right, so it is. Yeah, I'm really very much agreeing with Emily as well. It is a very balanced in timing, very balanced action, as we're doing everything simultaneously, that we're not doing actions one after another as we're setting up. Of course, we might do that as we are exercising certain things. Sometimes when we're trying to build the sequence, so we would do one action, then another action, then the third action and stuff like that. But the beauty of taking the hold is doing it all in time, in sync together simultaneously. All the actions you've learned, all the coordination that you've built through the exercises, through your sequences, it's really necessary to do it simultaneously all together to build a beautiful position that is going to look effortless.
So let's go, guys, through our 5 connection points. And so far, we actually have done everything to create one of the main connection points, which is our thighs and our center. So even the information that we just discussed today, which is not, it's essential information, but it's not everything. But we already can have correct position of our feet. We know our vertical alignment and poise, and as we're doing it, we have our main connection point in our center. Now, talking about this connection point, we call it the second connection point, and we will explain to you why. Talking about this connection point number 2, it is always a result of what we have just done. To create that second connection point is never an action itself. If it's an action itself, in your mind, you might want as well reconsider, because this might lead you to those mistakes that Liliia has mentioned earlier, like if this is an action, the strange ribcage position, or the hip, or anything like that. So the second connection point, an important one, it's a result of our vertical alignment and how we do the poise, and as a result of it, we have that connection point. So how many connection points do we have? Who knows? Make a comment, and then
how many connection points do we have in full frame?
Yeah. Guys,
comment, and we are going to read your previous comments meanwhile. So how much of your final shape do you achieve when walking into hold? 80%, 100, or about how much? Meaning to achieve a little more poise after you take hold. Very good question, Emily. So I'm going to answer that, since in this sequence, basically, as I'm going to walk in, let's say if Iaroslav would be staying in front of me without movement, So I would be the one walking in this sequence. I want to create, again, as Iaroslav mentioned, I want to create my 100% of poise by the time I walk in. So if I already touch him here and I've connected and I'm trying to poise afterwards, even a little bit, he is either going to feel too much push forwards from me, or again, if he's solid in his feet, I'm going to basically rebound and lean backwards from there. So this is again the timing of those actions as we're walking in, and I will try to demonstrate as much as I can. I probably have to move you a little bit further back. So as I'm walking in, I already want to create my maximum poise by the time I connect to Iaroslav.
And as we're dancing, I don't know if we do like a shasa or something, you see this will be the poise that will remain the same way. All right, looks like everybody is very smart and they know there are 5 connection points.
Do we have any answers? 5.
Everybody says 5.
All right.
Yeah. And on Instagram as well.
5. Well done, Joey.
Lincoln says, I would also say 6 because feet connect with floor. Is that correct? Feet definitely connect with the floor.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue on that. But we say 5 because we are only counting the connection points towards one another.
Yeah. 10.
Okay,
Oh,
Amy,
that's a lot.
explain us 10. 10 is 2 times more than we think.
We know.
We know, yeah. We would love to know
Yeah,
another 5.
Maybe we'll find out something.
Okay, so now let's go right away to connection points because we don't want to hold you guys for too long, already like 50 minutes. So now, Amy, please don't cry.
Let's go through the points that we know.
Let's go through the points that we know. So first connection point would be man's left arm, and I don't know, I'm left hand. Sorry guys if the camera is like a mirror effect, but just try to do what I say, don't do what I do. So man's left hand, this is first connection point. Now, as I'm going through my sequence, we don't have enough time for it right now, but you can see it in our posture course. We spend a lot of time, many minutes, just on explaining all the angles and everything. So this is connection point number 1. Man's left hand, lady's right hand. Now, connection point number 2 would be the one we have just discussed. We create our poise and everything, and this would be connection point number 2. So number 2 is, as a result of our poise and vertical alignment, we connect our thighs, and you will feel, connect means our thighs will touch and kind of overlap, and of course we feel touch in our pelvis area, center, abdominal muscles area.
A little bit higher.
This will be number 2. Now, for number 3, 4, and 5, we have to check ladies left side and gentlemen right side. So we have that connection point number 1 and 2. Now connection point number 3 will be gentleman's right wrist is going under the armpit of lady. So it's going to be approximately here. This is my connection point number 3. Now connection point number 4 will be, I have to bend my elbow sideways to create, can you stay in the pose please?
Yep.
Thank you. So I have to bend my elbow sideways to create this angle with my hand, and now I'm going to be touching with my hand Lilia's shoulder blade and this surface under her upper arm. And then connection point number 5 would be Liliia closes her left, let's go down, yeah. Liliia closes her left hand and places her left hand in the position under my shoulder here. So we have 3 connection points on my right side, her left side. We have 1 connection point in our body and 1 connection point my left side, her right side. All right? So let's do it one more time from this angle. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, 4, and 5. This will be our 5 connection points. All right? Let's do it one more time from here. So again, we have 1, we have 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So that will be our 5 connection points here. Now, if you want to know all the angles and exactly how our joints and everything work, you can check it out on our website, our posture course of Prism Method. We want just to point out those 5 connection points here.
I think it is very exciting how we get those arms in the position, and this is what we've done for the course. We found the software with a skeleton that actually can move any joint in any possible direction anatomically. So this is what we've done for our posture course. We've recorded the videos, obviously, and explanation how we do this in our bodies, but as well there is a great manual, the skeleton, the way it moves, so you can only see the bones, you can see the pure bone joint movement, and it was very eye-opening to us as well to see this movement in precision. And I think it is a great tool to learn all the angles in your arms, especially for gentlemen and for ladies as well, all the angles through the arms, hands in the position, how we create. We were able to put that skeleton in a really nice frame.
Correct.
And I hope you guys can check it out and enjoy that as well.
So what we would like to mention, guys, is that those are 5 connection points, and we showed you one sequence right now. It doesn't mean that this is the only sequence. Especially competitive dancers, they very often use different sequences how they get to the position, but nevertheless the 5 connection points, they remain the same, no matter which one you are getting first. So for example, there is a way to have the second connection point as
the first one.
number 1. So in this case, I will connect my body first, and then I will connect almost simultaneously the other 4 connection points. And we see some dancers, they use this sequence.
This is very popular nowadays, I think.
This is totally fine. Some people, they connect as they start moving already. And sometimes I would say it looks really cool. Sometimes it looks really funny when couple is not experienced and they're rushing to get into the position. I think the majority of people, they have to take their time to connect. I think taking the time to connect, especially whilst you're trying to improve your posture, for sure don't rush to connect during the step, hop and quick step. For sure take your time, take a few extra seconds to set up and then go for it. But there are different sequences for sure how you can possibly get into the position. Just again, making sure that the vertical alignment is there, the poise is correct or beautifully created through the correct sequence, and that all the angles, they look exactly the same no matter which sequence you take in order to get there. Sure. Thank you, Jody, for your kind words. I think we clarified a few things about hinge and curving to the left.
All right, great.
We'll set you free.
Happy.
You don't need to do it anymore.
We are very happy. And again, the arms is another really exciting subject for us. There are a lot of cliches in how we put our arms up, how we hold them up, how we connect to each other. And this is what we have as a separate lecture in our course as well, if you're interested.
Sure. So guys, there are many things that we have to consider here as far as angles of our hands. This sequence, there is a certain sequence how I actually pick up my arm and what I'm doing with my arm to put it into that position. Many things we can, if we do it, it's going to be hell of a life because it's going to take us few hours. Today we just would like to bring the awareness, of the matter and encourage you to start being more organized with your posture and connection points
and your knowledge overall.
The knowledge overall, of course.
And try to separate posture from other subjects as we do in our dancing, as we do in our teaching, and in the Prism Method we really separate it from other subjects such as mechanics, dynamics, and other layers of Prism, because it is very important to really know if the mistake, which level the mistake lays on, so it is very easy to fix it, therefore.
Sure. Please let us know if you have any questions. We still have some time left. This is question-answer moment. If everything was clear, if you have any suggestions or perhaps some subject that you want us to cover our next live, we haven't decided yet. If everything goes well, maybe we'll be able to do it in April, but for us, April right now looks very busy. We're away every weekend. So it's going to be tough to find some time on Sunday, but again, maybe we'll do that. If not April, for sure, May. So please let us know if there are any All right, Norma, thank you very much for your kind words. Ladies' upper body part, how do you shape?
Again, this is the poise subject, so as you've seen me creating poise through the ankle, the counterbalance of the head created a curve in the whole body. So this is how the upper body would be shaped. And again, if you want a little bit more details, we really encourage you to go to our website. The link is in the live video on Facebook. You can go ahead and check our course. There are many details in it, and also it is interactive. So once you watch it, you can send us our video of you taking a hold, and we can send you the feedback, and we give you 30 minutes free private session online once you purchase the course.
Janelle, she asked actually a good question. How do I keep the posture during the entire dance?
Great.
This is a really great question, and the answer to that again is, first of all, we need to understand if there is a postural problem while we are dancing, if it's really a posture or if it's a mechanics. And again, people familiar with our method, we separate posture from mechanics. Those are different layers. So I think we have to get into it, and maybe
we have to see whether the problem lays in the posture or if it breaks down because of other reason.
Yeah, it depends. This is complicated. I wish I could answer right away, and I'm always willing to do that, but that's something we will remember maybe for the next live or anything like that.
Right. Joey is, I think his request is, what are the cliches for the arms?
So our student Joey, we taught him right away the correct arm position. Joey, congrats.
I must
have
say,
to give you a diploma. I don't think you even know those cliches because
that's why he's asking. This is why he's asking.
That's a happy person. He doesn't even know the cliches because he learned right away the correct way.
Joey, but we will let you know. We will probably cover it later on. We did cover a little bit about arms, the cliches on arms, shoulder blades, shoulder area in our previous posture live. So you can definitely go ahead, check that one out. It's the previous live from last month. But yeah, it is basically arms are endless, an endless subject. We can talk about arms forever, as Iaroslav said. So we can definitely try to cover more cliches about frame later on in the next.
Another
class.
question is from Emily. Do you think a strong core helps to maintain the good posture? Yes, 100%. Again, as we build up our alignment, if we don't have strong enough core abdominal muscles to preserve it, it's going to be very, very tough. Now, how do we practice that? Do we only work on the core, or we build up the core from the dancing? That's individual. We have to, again, every person is different.
I think Emily's doing a great job. She's been doing a lot of planks, I remember. So Emily must have a very strong core herself. I think you are.
Okay, in the tango, could you show the man's hand position on the lady's back? Yes, I can. And actually, that's a good point because we only show the swing dances. So we're going to do it right away. And then another one, make sure men have their knees bent as their partner is coming and don't bend after connected, because now the lady is in a different position than she came in at. From Michael Knott. Michael, absolutely agree, 100%.
That's the poise that is done
and actually,
simultaneously.
the
That's
reason,
what we said,
the reason for our knees actually being flexed, because me as a male dancer, I also have poise. And I also have to do it at the same time. So
Sasha says what to do with the shoulder blades, and this is very funny because Sasha is our good friend, and he knows all the cliches about the shoulder blades himself, so you can comment below.
And we don't know if Sasha is still doing the wrong shoulder blade or right. He claims he does it right, but
you have to check.
You never know. Yeah. Okay, so let's do the tango quickly.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, the 5 connection points in tango are basically the same. So as I'm going with the tango here, the foot position is different and the alignment of the ribcage is slightly different. But now I am wrapping around Lilia's back here, and I'm trying to place my hand on the middle of her back here. So I won't be under the shoulder blade, I will be much deeper. If this is her spine, then the center of my palm will be on her vertebra right here. So my teacher used to tell me, put it on the bra line. And right now it's
Let's not go there.
It sounds funny because I was way too young for that, but I learned right away. So from
across
here,
the spine, let's put it.
Yeah, I put it on the spine, and then Liliia wraps around.
Obviously, my connection point is a little different as well.
Yeah, so she first connects elbow to elbow, and then as she bends the elbow, she will find that connection point somewhere under my armpit, but again, depends on the size of the length of her arm and of my arm as well. So sometimes it's not going to be
all the way in, it's going to be
not all
wider.
the way in, and it can be somewhere in the middle of my upper arm, but basically that's the position.
I would say the elbow is a checkpoint, and for the man, the hand in the middle of lady's back.
Yeah.
All right.
What was it?
There was some beeping.
Some beeping. Maybe the police is coming.
I think it's time for us to wrap up. That's the beeping. All right, guys. I hope that was clear on Tango.
Thank you very much. We really enjoyed our time with you, and thank you for participation. You are the best. Please subscribe to the email if you haven't done it yet, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you very much again.
Bye-bye.